Philippines' capital, Manila City, has the highest homeless population in the world. In 2020, Philippines has 4.5 million of homeless, including children, and 3 million of them reside in Manila alone. Why are they homeless? What has been done to help them out from homelessness? Hi, my name is Evan and you are watching Fearless Passport. I was in the Philippines twice. I love the food, the sceneries, the colorful jeepney, and also the traffic. I remember one day I was walking from a shopping mall and then I passed by a beach. And what I saw that night shocked me. The entire coastal path was full with homeless people. Along the beach, I'm not sure how many kilometers the path is stretching, and the homeless people of Manila was laying side by side, leaving not even a small gap between them. They are all lying on the coastal path. Thousands of homeless families, the old and the young, most of them do not have a temporary tent. They sleep on the newspaper, laying on the carton box, and the lucky one maybe has a discarded mattress and pillow. Homeless people and street beggars are not the rare sight in the Manila. While we have the privilege to travel to enjoy adobo chicken and balut, I think find out what are the reasons that cause to this rampant homelessness. I think natural disaster is the deadliest reason that contribute to the surge of homeless in the Philippines. Do you know Philippines is visited by an average of 20 typhoons per year? Its geographical location along the typhoon belt in the Pacific make this country extremely vulnerable to frequent earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, tsunami, flooding, and typhoons. In 2013, I traveled to Philippines to become a volunteer in the aftermath of Super Typhoon Haiyan, or locally known as Yolanda Typhoon. Yolanda Typhoon is so disastrous. Over 6,300 people killed, 29,000 injured, and 1,000 missing. It destroyed 1.4 million houses and damage of $407 million worth of infrastructure, $422 million of agriculture. If Yolanda Typhoon was not disastrous enough, just before the country and the economy has yet to be recovered, another super typhoon or Typhoon Glenda hit the Luzon province after the short 8 months gap. Luzon was later attacked by Typhoon Jose, Mario, and Ruby in the same year. Even me myself got stranded in Rojas City for 2 days before heading to Boracay due to Typhoon Glenda. When a natural disaster hits, families lost their home, fishing boats destroyed, coconut farms totally wiped out, and people relocate to the city in hope for a better livelihood. Of course, when so many people flock to the urban cities causing overpopulation, there isn't enough work to keep everyone afloat. So here is the vicious cycle. The more the population grows, the less the work and low-cost housing. Eventually, everyone ends up on the streets. Walking in the city center of Manila, I observed most of the electrical cables from the national grids were all tangled up. No one bothered to address the hazards because probably just when the tragedy got recovered, another natural disaster will hit the country immediately. And that leads to my next point, poverty. It's no-brainer to say 3 million homeless in Manila are people living in extreme poverty and hunger. But what I observe is that being an island country / high population / low LPI index is one of the reasons Philippines is not a rich country. What is LPI index? LPI or Logistic Performance Index is a benchmarking tool created by World Bank in 2018 to rank how efficient a country is in its logistic matter. Custom performances, infrastructure quality, and timelines of the shipments are factors taken into consideration when LPI ranking is rated. Country with great logistic management has efficient supply chain and product movement. Inefficiency of logistic management will influence product movements, and the results? Higher transportation costs and more expensive a commodity price is, which later on have to be absorbed by the end consumers. Philippines had its LPR rate ranked number 60. Well, it is at the middle, but since it is also an island country, transportation island to island by sea freight will increase its lead time and freight charges. In 2013 and 2014, I spent around 50 pesos just to have a meal at a local restaurant. For a country that has average wages of $9 back then, it is not very affordable for its living expenses. Of course, there are so many other factors to poverty like political instability, corruption, lack of foreign capital resources, and etc. But what if I tell you that is the reason why a poor people will remain poor and the homeless will remain homeless? Philippines is a Catholic country. There's thousands of churches, religious houses, and kind-hearted NGOs giving mercy to the people in need. The anti-poverty scheme of government, Pantawid Pamilyang Philippine Program, offer conditional cash grants, aka financial incentive in health and education for homeless women and children. According to World Bank, this policy has helped more than 1 million households. 90% of these program beneficiaries belong to the bottom 40s of the population in extreme poverty. Among so many aid out there, why do you think the number of homeless are still rampantly increased every year? Is there still not enough shelter and food? Or we cannot help the people who do not want to be helped? I think it is the people mindset and mentality that partially contribute to the rampant homeless in Manila City. People living in desperation will fall into temptation easily to get instant gratification. Instead of using the money they gather from begging for food or shelter, they will use the money for prostitution, say 50 pesos to rent a bed or drugs to numb their pain and hunger. They got their priorities all wrong. Some people are bad-tempered, easily irritated, got into the fight, and then spend all of their money to bail someone out from the jail. This is a vicious cycle. There is always not enough help to aid the homeless if they themselves are easily persuaded, no emotional control, and most of all, have wrong priorities. Each provincial and local government is required to set aside 5% of its yearly budget for natural disaster risk reductions, evacuation and aftermath recovery. But is the 5% of yearly budget sufficient for a 100% recovery? Is there any corruption in between? The anti-poverty scheme, Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program, although successfully led poverty reduction to 1.5 million less poor Filipinos, however, much of the funds are generated from loans abroad, particularly from the United States. Despite a large amount of financial resources needed to implement this program, there's argument rebut that investment to help the poor has no guaranteed returns to the economy as much as the infrastructure projects like roads and railways. Would it be more beneficial if we put the resources in improving the country as a whole? In your opinion, is the homeless or the country in general, which one is more important? Let me know in the comment section below. Homelessness in the country is not only caused by economic resources, but also because of social economy, political factors that prevent the equalities and distributions of resources. In 2019, the national government created a new department called Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development to address the homelessness program of poor Filipinos. However, it is not going to be easy. Housing developments by private companies is still a business, not charity. Even if there's a law that mandates real estate developers to develop social housing projects with only 5 to 15% from the total project's budget, they will not build homes that won't generate any profit. With high cost of living versus income per capita, even the government has its home financing program via housing loan. Not many homeless Filipinos can avail of this benefit as their income is still far off to pay the mortgage. It is even not enough to feed their family. After Manila, it is surprising to see New York City and Los Angeles are the second and third largest homeless population in the city. Apparently, homelessness is not a third world country problem, but as sophisticated and rich like the United States, they have the same problem as well, even though maybe they have better social welfare compared to the Philippines. My next video is about war on drugs by President Duterte. Along my travel, I had several heated discussions with backpackers. Some argue that it is cruel and inefficient to combat drugs with war declarations, but some argue that it is not a pity to sentence drug addicts and drug lords to death.
So many, oh. What's this?
If you are interested in global social issues and travel perspective that I learned along my travel journey, check out these 2 other videos that I made previously, and make sure you hit the subscribe and turn on all for the notification bell. Write down your thoughts and questions in the comment to voice out your opinion regarding to homelessness and anything about the Philippines. Share this video to your friends and family, and I see you in the next video. Bye!